solid position. HR, though, I will say that their performance yesterday didn't really set the world on fire to me. Yes, they won 16-12, but Infinity coming in were heavy underdogs, and they really did take HellRaisers right to the distance. But it's a new day, a new map, and a new start. And HellRaisers starting on T side are going to be looking for a flash and 2 decoys, so maybe not going to be setting up for the set play too early on here.
Probably see something quick then. I wonder where the decoys will go. Looks like one's already been thrown, so I'm assuming that was from over the spawn all the way up to middle. And looks like exactly where it went. So, oh no, over towards B and one up towards middle. So trying to keep people guessing, and maybe those 3 players lock towards B for Orbit, because a lot of teams will put 3 and B initially. Cassius King is going down there looking for some more information. So that could allow Crucial and Mike S to move out of the B side, because look at Cassius King. He's all the way down. He's actually about to just flank Doja. There it is. Doja's down. And now, okay, he dies, so they have got to go. Water falling out of the apartments here. So Terrace getting into the back of the site. They'll even it up with that kill onto Manu, so 4-on-4 now.
Yeah, very interesting strat from HellRaisers, like really playing this one slowly. I was expecting the fast push, but they do get the bomb planted regardless. And with the one-on-one trade, it's going to be rough for the CTs. 2 players stacked in pit, always very difficult to flush out, especially without grenades in the hands of your players. And you can see there that Cassius King gets completely demolished down to 5 HP. He's been finished off from Moot. And now the second player is going to get finished off from a Dreadnet, which was actually the final player of Mike S, who is the guy who you put a weapon in his hands, the dude's ridiculous. Put a flash in his hands, not so much.
So interesting. After the first 2 players, I'm not sure, the first 2 might have had armor as well, but when it was at 4-on-4 into the post-plant situation, it literally just turned into an aim map. Every single player had armor and no other nades. And then the terrorists obviously were able to double up on pit, had one in sight and one off towards, I'd assume, graveyard or library. I didn't even quite notice, but they had the better positions and they were able to easily hold on to the A side. So taking that, and I have no idea how Mike S didn't connect that shot. It looked dead on to me. Maybe a bit of movement there. Either way, he'll fall off now.
Well, early damage done to both Dozzier and also Cassius King, but there's a dink actually onto HellRaisers, who after winning that first round, of course, they've gone for the full commitment. And they got 3 players who are pretty low, so it's a good start from Orbit. But with 2 smokes, in fact, make that 3 smokes for HellRaisers, they can start to throw them towards A and maybe get a set play in effect, maybe even on towards B. But this is a great start for Orbit, you know, all things considered.
I was trying to figure out where they maybe want to throw their smokes. We still have, like I said, they've backed off through middle. Kusher lurking around in the apartments, and now all 4 ready to explode into the B site, where you do have Crucial with the Deagle over here in New Box, and it looks like the spool player is going to be Striker. And like you said, those smokes, I would expect one to go CT. There's that. And the spools coming over. No, that was just a nice flash from Kusher bringing up the rear there. Striker, though, going to strike from behind the coils. And Crucial actually helping him out from Nubox with that Deagle. He's going to find 2. And this crossfire between the CTs is just locking it down. It is only Doja right now. He's at first oranges. And wow, Crucial. 4K with the Deagle.
Phenomenal play from Orbit there, keeping 3 weapons alive, breaking the buy-up round from HellRaisers with authority as well. I mean, that wasn't even laboured. It was a pretty straightforward round from Orbit. They got the early damage on towards HellRaisers, who were then forced into a corner with only like 30 seconds to go, had to try and rush on, and now the force buy in, 3 Tech 9s, 2 assault rifles. They do have some smokes down again.
Well, this will be a fun round.
It's going to be rough though, isn't it, really? You look at the weaponry on the side of Orbit, they're in great shape.
Yeah, they even have the MAC 10 of the MP7 still. That can deal with the Tech 9 a little bit better than even the rifles can. Although, still head armor on those terrorists, so it's not like it'll be, you know, a couple dinks to the face still going to be required from either of those SMGs. And it looks like they want to go. We have 2 smokes, Doja and Adren. Going to try to work up the top of middle without using any of them. It looks like there we go, 1 out towards Arch. Incendiary, though, ready for Mon to counter this. He actually throws it up to the apartments. Adren, though, has already dropped down. He'll be quickly brought in by Mike S. Cassius King in the back of the site, peeking back out with that USP again. So they lock it down. Now it is only Angel who will be caught off guard there by Striker. Orbit now leading 2-1. And while HellRaisers dropping these 2 rounds and having force there, like destroyed their chances at getting off to a great start on the T side after that pistol.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And Orbit now are in a great position. They got a Bison. They realize that there's going to be an eco from HellRaisers, so Monu can do a lot of damage with this weapon. And we sometimes see that when the CTs realise the economy's in, they will try and force down mid and get up in the grill of HellRaisers or the T side, wherever they're up
Grill?
against. So, grill? Wow. But either way, yeah, it is going to be a push on towards Banana, and Doz is taking point. He's down to 29. Dren's been tagged up as well, but again, they don't really have any grenades to play with, so they're going to be held off. And now Striker eats a dink through that smoke, and that's going to force him back towards the site itself.
Up to 11 HP. And obviously, they've heard it, so they know that one of the players in that B site is going to be pretty low. Still going to be difficult, though, just working with still even a Glock up on the board, but majority P2Ks. That one Deagle on a Dren. Let's see if he can have a similar round to that of Crucial. But again, no smokes, no flashes. Just trying to work out, and look at this. Spray down Cash is king. Locking things down.
Expected, all things, you know. It's an eco, it's on Inferno, no grenades to play with. It has to be the meat grinder. And Orbit just, they lock themselves in good enough positions. And Monu, interesting enough, drops the PPYs and takes a P90 instead. This is a weapon that's still very potent, you know, close range. If you can get the spray in, even it will just rip through armor. So I can understand this pickup. But where is Monu going to be running with it? He's running towards Banana.
Sandbags, I guess?
Oh my goodness, this is
Oh, they're
aggression
pushing.
down mid.
Wow. Yeah, Orbit really trying to set the tone here. It's getting super aggressive. And those grenades are actually so amazing. So as a terrorist, if you don't quickly run out middle, obviously you're going to do that grenade and probably back off. And the grenade smoke, especially when there's 5 of them, actually better than a smoke grenade. You can just push down into them and the terrorist will have no idea. And we see the push also, you know, added in there from Banana. So unrelenting aggression from Orbit that has allowed, though, some HellRaisers members to slip by and get into the site. But a 5-on-3 retake here from Orbit. It should be theirs.
It should be. Although they had... Oh, I thought just for a second that maybe Mook could get the lineup. 2 players, Conga lining in. And it was a bit more expensive than Orbit were expecting on that retake. But still, they do get the round. And their economy keeps going forward. HellRaisers are back to the drawing board once more. At least they do get a bomb plant, though. And with the round loss coming in, they could potentially force buy back up again with AK-47s. Or they may just want to save to this next round. No, they're going for it. They're going for the AKs. They're going for a couple of smokes and looking to push in once more.
See what Doja goes for. Hasn't bought yet. There it is. AK coming in. Oh, wait. Was he dropped? Or is he just really rich? Doja still has... Okay, never mind. That was just an in-game bug for me. Like, he bought and he still had $3,700, but has bought all the way down to 50 with just, obviously, the 2,700 and the 1,000. AK in armor, setting up into B, ready to explode, but Striker and Crucial playing some pretty close angles here.
Yeah, aggressive plays. We saw them pushing down mid, and now they're pushing through Banana, but a Dren just flicks across, lands the headshot, and the second as well. And that will completely rip B open for the bomb plant. You can already see the CTs just backing away to bit. That is a unanimous decision. Nope, we're not losing any of these weapons. Let's just keep them. It just goes to show how important entry fragging is on T side of Inferno. If you can just get a pick here or there on B side, it gives you such a good position to run through with. And I think Cash King will be very disappointed with that. He had the drop on Kutcher and still came out second best.
Yeah, I think that smoke, he threw it a little hard against the wall, and it kind of bounced further than he would want it to. There might have even been a little bit of a gap there from Adrian's perspective. I'm not entirely sure he was, like, smoke blind, you know? Maybe initially, but was able to sneak by it a little bit. But yeah, obviously a kill that should have gone the way of the CTs right there. Instead, Dren gets 2, and that was the round. Also, 1 CT was hunted down. So 2 guns to be saved. Still, though, enough money for them as they did win 4 in a row. But now let's see what HellRaisers can do that they finally got a full arsenal. They got their AKs, armors, full grenades, smokes, Molotovs coming out. Maybe look for a big B take or a set A take or something like that.
It's got to be frustrating as well for the Swedes, for Orbit. After being 4-1 up and grinding out these rounds and starting to get themselves some momentum, to lose a round ultimately just because of a Dren's couple seconds of a brilliance, and also HellRaisers just getting the upper hand straight up on towards Orbit. And suddenly, you know, it's another lifeline gifted across to HellRaisers. It's still going to be a rough half for them, I've got to say. Orbit typically have looked pretty good. And the A push in effect, already getting through mid towards the arches. A lot of teams will get to this position, but it's what happens next that counts. Flashbang in from Monu. He has been forced to turn tail, run back to the site, and doing so, Angel is going to use that exploited position to come all the way around the back into Library. And the CTs are being encircled on the A site.
That they are. They had a pretty good, saw the smoke come out to block off Library. Had that Molotov to sort of slow down the terrace, but they were all forced to fall back. So like you said, in the site, very passive now into A. And the player from Pit's going to be taken out. Beautiful work by Angel. Will they still expect one more in the backside? Manu could maybe strike. He has been spotted, though. Is he able to get one as well? Maybe another here, getting dinked up through those columns. And finally, he falls to Future. So 3 on 2. Let's see if Orbit can try to retake this man down. They do have a kit. Crucial on the top of mid. Both of them are here. They're ready to go. But a player in Pit. Oh, there's the site player. That's Moo going to go down. And look at this. That Molotov. Oh, it landed up top. That would have been perfect. But instead, didn't quite work out. They had another incendiary for the back of the site. And honestly, had that one went a little bit further into the back of the pit, that might have been a successful retake there for Orbit.
Yeah, that Molotov made all the difference at the end, because if it connects, it forces a player in Pit to come out into the crosshairs of the second Orbit player, and then they could have, the two of them could have pushed and covered one another. You can see that they really weren't sure. They had to check every single corner, every single area of that site. And it proved to be their downfall. But now Orbit, they are on upgraded pistols. They're going to have to save this one. They're sending 3 players to B. On the off chance that this B bush does come in. This leaves A very vulnerable, however. There is a 5.7 on there in Kaz's King and also on Mike S. So they do have 2 very powerful pistols in play. But the issue is that we've already seen that HellRaisers may be starting to realise that they can get up mid quite often and get that information on their board and start to push around the back and encircle that bomb site once more. Mike S trying to do what he can to keep away the terrorists, but his teammate on A has been dropped.
Oh god.
And he's all by himself. Like, none of these CTs are starting to rotate. They're hoping that the B push comes in. Mike S somehow gets a cheeky frag on his second as well.
What is Adrian doing?
What the hell are HellRaisers doing there?
Adrian was just looking out the window like, oh man, what a beautiful alternative mid. I don't know what that was. I understand the first player getting caught off guard. Mid was smoke. He was checking the long haul. I thought maybe they would have heard the damage dealt to the guy crossing through the smoke, but I suppose not. In the end, it doesn't matter. Idrin looked a bit silly, but it'll be their round. That'll tie it up 4-4. Will they find Mike Gas? He's already got 2 frags, got himself that AK, so they know he's going to be saving it over towards either the A side or these terrorist apartments.
Well, there was a couple moments of shock there for HellRaisers, but as you say, it didn't end up mattering a great deal. This save weapon, though, is going to be pretty decent for Orbit if they can keep it. It looks, judging by the positions of HellRaisers, that this weapon should be kept for Mike S. 4-4 now, and after a rocky start for HellRaisers, after winning their pistol round, they have brought it back to even. And remember, on T side, if you can just finish the half round even, I mean, you've done your job. You'd be very happy to finish 8-7 behind.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, 4 rounds is workable. 5 is okay. 6 is probably right where you want to be on the terrorist side to have a solid chance at getting it. Give yourself a little bit of leeway because, your CT side can get off to a rough start if you lose that pistol. Things become quite a bit harder. Or you can just force up like Orbit did, and that obviously stopped HellRaisers for a little bit, but now that they've got some momentum, I may be worried for Orbit a little, because if you lose this round, then your CT side is into the, that situation where you're buying, saving. So HellRaisers maybe with some more real estate to grab here in round 9.
Yeah, this is a huge pressure round. For the reason you just mentioned, financially. Also, though, Orbit, who did manage to battle the 4-1 lead, suddenly to be around behind, psychologically, that's going to start to give an edge to HellRaisers as well, and the pressure will mount for Orbit. But let's see if they can hold on. They do have weapons this time. We've seen one sort of forced 5.7s a couple times already. They've got a lot of grenades to play with as well. This is the best chance they've had in a little while to get around on the board. 45 seconds, the bomb's still in Banana. Just Kutcher is running interference on A. So this very likely is going to be a B play. You can see them setting up for the Molotovs and the smokes, and just 2 players to try and fend off this push. Alright,
incendiary to go into oranges. That's going to force Crucial to move. Still, though, the Terrors have not quite got their way in. There's a player on Spools will jump up now. That'll get him over the smoke. Player in Fountain is down. Doja and Angel finding those entries. Mike S. smoked off from CT, so he'll scurry back away. And that'll be that. B-side is theirs. So similar situation to where we saw Adrian open it up, get the 2 frags, and immediately Orbit were just, we need to save. We realize how important having guns and strong money is on the CT side of Inferno. So
I feel like the rounds when Orbit have won have been down to just ruthless aggression and like catching HellRaisers off guard. When they play slow and the set plays are allowed to fall down, that's when HellRaisers just win. Like straight up, their teamwork is much better. It's well oiled. Are they going to save any weapons? Looks like it's Mike S. keeping his.
I know where Mike is too.
alive.
He might not even be able to save either. But no, he'll find another frag. This time from the fridge.
Not even weapon save though. That's probably not good enough. Yes, they'll be able to get weapons, but it'll be just the 3 M4. Okay, 4 M4s. They have managed to force up a 4th M4, so it's not as bad as I was thinking. Still though, CZ on Monu instead of an assault rifle could end up hurting them.
Oh, they botched the far smoke in Banana. Now Striker's going to try to push into Banana. It's not actually going to be smoke. And let's see if that allows the Terrorists, if they can capitalize on this. Angel's already pushed himself in, where you wouldn't expect him to be. Now the proper smoke comes out, but again, Angel's still on the other side of it and finding those frags up in Banana. So, kids, learn that smoke and get it 100% of the time from CT spawn to bottom of B, because it can ruin your team's chances on a round.
You saw again, though, like Orbit going back to their aggressive plays, and Mike S, if he plays this right, he will get the round for his team. Gets the first frag, looking for the pop flash. He's being forced down and gets picked off from Moo. He was not expecting that push to come in. And now it's down to the one-on-one striker from Libraries, giving his position away. Has a flash of smoke and a Molotov. There's the flash in. Bomb will be planted for Moo, who's still on that site. Here comes his retaliation flash, and it's going to be a spray down, and Moo picks it up with 8 HP. HellRaisers take the 6-4 lead. Well, they tried the aggressive play down Banana, and it just didn't work. So they're running out of options now, or Orbit.
Well, it would have worked. They just missed the smoke for the base of Banana. They were trying to go, nip style, get that smoke down there, get 2 people initially, rotate 1, so you're playing 4A and a forward guy in Banana. But it fell apart because Angel was already up in the columns and it had a player supporting him when there should have been no terrorists there, or at least coming in smoke blind. And then when they finally did get the smoke down, Angel was still in front of it and was still getting frags. So that round kind of just fell apart from the start, I think, for Orbit.
So another force up from them with 4 FAMASs, no defuse kits. And HellRaisers, they're happy enough just to play passive, because 1, Orbit have been very aggressive most of their CT rounds. They're successful ones anyway. And 2, Orbit just can't deal with these set plays. Every time HellRaisers have gone for a set play, they've by and large got their rounds. So they know they can just fall back onto this. Cash King is getting a bit antsy there, peeking through into Apps, decides to pull himself back. It is looking like it's going to be another A play. Mike S goes peeking at the worst possible moment. Amuna Dren really punished the CTs. Kutcher now coming through. That flashbang was perfectly timed. Cash King couldn't see anything from the balcony. He gets taken down. Bomb will be planted. And HellRaisers with a really good chance to pick up their 7th round. And that would be 6 rounds in a row as well, which is brutal for the CTs.
I believe HellRaisers make their decision to go A based on the fact that there were no smokes down at the top of Banana, or the top of Banana going into B. And I think they noticed that the smoke came from Arch. And with like 50 seconds left, they're like, great, so that smoke came from Arch. That means they're going to have at least 2 more now. We don't have enough time to just sit here and wait. So they reverse it back to B. The smoke comes from Arch that lands there. So they immediately pre-fire that corner. Take down, I think, Mike S. with the Arch player. And then the round was over. So I'm like 90% confident that's how they made that decision, is noticing that smoke came from the A side.
Yeah, it definitely could have been. And again, HellRaisers is the kind of team on T side that are very adaptive. They're very fluid. They're not one-dimensional. They will mix things up. And I think they have started to notice some of the Achilles heel here on Orbit's CT side. And speaking of Orbit, they have some PT-50s and a Deagle in play. In fact, 2 Deagles and a 5.7. So we've already seen, like, the last couple of weeks, the potency of having a Deagle on the side. You really can win ecos. The issue is, though, the way that HellRaisers have been playing their T side is a lot of set plays, a lot of flashes and smokes, and that's that really does take a lot of the edge off the Deagle. And the fact that the Hellraisers have picked up the first frag of the round also gives them a huge advantage pushing forward here. They're going for the frag onto Striker. Mike S and Cassius King also get themselves kills, however, so it's back onto a 3-on-3, and they do get an assault rifle in the process.
And now Manu just peeks kind of aggressive out there in B. I don't know if he's trying to capitalize maybe some confusion. Terra's trying to figure out what happened on the other side of the map, but he'll get one more, and he'll grab Orbit the man advantage. Still, though, at least in the B site, they do not have the weaponry to hold this off. Just one P250, so Manu holding back and is going to wait for Mike S and Cassius King to try to get back over here with those AKs, and they're actually coming up from Banana now. Flash over, and they will go in just as the bomb is going down. They see that Angel got off in the construction. He brings down Manu, and Angel turning around gets Mike as well. Move finishes off Cassius King, and well, that will be that, but a decent attempt there for Orbit on a full eco. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good, but the issue is that maybe good's not good enough. They need like clear-cut rounds from this point on, because we talked before about on T side 6 rounds is pretty solid. They've already got 8, so whatever happens, they are going to be incredibly happy with this half. And honestly, the way that the last sort of 5-10 minutes have been going, and the last 5 to 10 rounds have been going, HellRaisers has been in great shape. So we could be looking at a landslide victory here for HellRaisers on the first half. Orbit, they've got to dig in deep here. 7-8 is the best possible scoreline they can pick up on their first half.
It was looking all right for Orbit at the start. I'm like, oh, 4-1, like HellRaisers, might have to work cut out for them. But since that point, this is now 7 rounds in a row, and in large part due to the fact that both Angel and Adrian, and Kucher with 11 kills, but I feel like our A players here, Angel and Adrian, have just been finding these entry kills. This time, though, Angel going to be shut down by Striker, but Adren then stepping up and opening up out of Boiler here towards top of mid. And Kucher out of apartments.
I understood the play there from... Oh, hold on a second. I was going to say, I understand the Orbit somewhat baiting up their teammates to get the spray down, but it could have came back to haunt them up until they lined up for Cash King, who gets another kill, the 4th there. And Orbit, I mean, they somehow win that round. That was looking like it could go in the hands of HellRaisers once again.
Well, you kind of mentioned waiting for, like, baiting your teammates, trying to hope for a lineup there, and Cassius King was the one that was able to capitalize on it from the pit position there. I think he killed one guy, sprayed down 2 very easily, and then we saw him kill that last player. So nice 4K for Cassius King.
Yeah. That's just exactly what Orbit needed. Just something to inspire them, because that was 7 unanswered rounds in a row up until that point. This is the aggression I was talking about. Striker right down there, 3 men strong, were Orbit on Banana. And they do manage to pick off Angel, while Cash King is very low. Here comes the retaliation push from the terrorists. The flashbangs are enough to keep them at bay, though. They isolate Kucher in pit from his 2 teammates there in Apps, who now start to push out, and Moo gets the headshot onto Monu. That could prove to be a vital frag in this round. The CT's frantically trying to get back towards the A site, and they have lost a 2nd player as well.
Striker here in the smoke. Here's that bomb going down. He was hoping that was the fall, but planting behind single there, being very smart. They realize, HellRaisers, that they cannot cover that port side since they've got so many people. I think they had like 3 in pit. That's at least how many had come out. Maybe just 2, because I think one of them didn't quite finish the journey, unfortunately. The migratory pattern of terrorists is pretty dangerous. Not everyone survives.
Well,
Mike
yes.
from the kitchen, man. He has cooked up quite a few frags from that position. But at the end of the day, they are pointless frags, so...
That's exactly it.
Stat padding.
A lot of his kills, though, this is no slight against Mike S, but a lot of his kills haven't been impact kills. They've been at the end of rounds, getting the exit frags on HellRaisers who've already cleaned up the round, and in the grand total, scheme of things, those kills mean absolutely 0, because HellRaisers can still buy up this round, no problem. It is the last round of the half, and Orbit are trying to battle just to get themselves 9-6 behind. P250 on Monu, for Mass on Crucial. Not a fantastic amount of grenades, but enough to work with. Are they going to go for the aggression once more through Banana? They did to start off with, realised nothing was there. Now Dossier gets the opening pick onto Cash King, and might shoot the AK across to his teammate just to try and arm them up. I like that little play. And it is also in time to stop this push, because the smoke landed in mid.
Yeah, the only reason Cassius King actually goes down is they try to do a a pop flash from Arch over towards middle. Catches King peeking, but no one was close or caught off guard by that. It was a Doja. He was like waiting all the way back on 2 stairs, and he punished them for it. Probably saw the flash, realized what was happening, set his aim, and he landed the shot. So 5-on-3 now for HellRaisers, looking to break into the double digits here on the D side. And, I mean, a great opportunity to do it. But Manu now armed with that AK, a bit dangerous. He'll find 2 frags, but unfortunately, B site will fall to Angel all by himself. And Kucher now lurking around on the port side finds Manu, and that's going to be it. HellRaisers in the first half, 10-5.
That's just a sublime half for HellRaisers, isn't it, really? Considering that 4 of those 5 rounds came in the first 5 rounds of that half, after HellRaisers got the pistol round, and we were starting to think, hold on a second, Orbit, they could just run away with this half. Nope, HellRaisers showed their class, showed the reason why they were favourites coming into this game. And now Orbit, I mean, it pretty much is a case of win the pistol or lose this map. And of course it is best of 1, so there's a lot of pressure on this next round.
Honestly, it could have been 13-2, right? Like if they weren't able to disrupt after the pistol win of HellRaisers, this would have been much, much worse. We'll see if Orbit can set the tone on the T side. But in the grand scheme of things here for the Season 8 placement tournament in the groups, Orbit at least do have a win. And this is the opponent that they probably would have expected to lose to. So even if they don't capitalize here on Inferno, Orbit I think can still be pretty happy and still in a pretty good spot to be the second team to move forward in this group. But HellRaisers now likely taking their second win, pretty much cements them as either the first or second team out of this group.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a lot of pressure off them if they were to close out this game, which is looking more and more likely. Dozier down with 2 players, taking a page out of Orbit's playbook of the last half. Haven't got any kills, and that is allowing Orbit to push right through mid. This is a pretty crucial kill. If Strike gets 1 or 2, they've got a really good chance of clutching this one out. He has been picked off, but does a lot of damage in the process. And now the bomb is being planted. Orbit have the player advantage, and more importantly, the bomb down. Very rough for HellRaisers, and this is just what Orbit needed, but they have to hold on to this advantage.
I'm not sure I like... Oh, I'll hold off as Adren does hit that shot. He brings down Cassius King. So 3-on-3. Doja going to find Mike as now. Now it's player in pit, player in the site. Single box is going to go down 2-on-1. Now Crucial's going to be spotted on the other side of that truck in the pit, and he'll step out. And again, this guy, his name, it writes everything for us. The Crucial kills on the pistol round from Crucial. Picks up 3. But I don't know if I like HellRaisers pushing down with 3 people all the way to Banana. Because as a terrorist, you're like, oh, they've got 3 Banana. If you see that, like, let's just go A. It'll be really easy to take, and indeed it was. Although HellRaisers almost had that retake.
Yeah, it's very close. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's maybe too risky a play. I understand that there is an element of needing to go out there and try something that will catch the enemy off guard on the pistol round. We discussed this on Cobblestone as well, to an extent, that if the terrorists all push in together, it's going to be sort of 5-2, 5-on-2, 5-on-3 scenarios, but it did give a lot of information across to Orbit, who, in fairness, they adapted to that instantly. Dozzy's in a pretty good position if they don't check this, but he's going to go for the pop smoke and make sure they can't push him just yet. It is upgraded pistols with Kevlar, so HellRaisers have the weaponry to make a go of this. 2 HEs as well. And just Dozzy on B all by his lonesome.
And you mentioned drop on Cobble. I feel like my pistol rounds when I play Inferno or I'm calling and whatever, I usually try to go for that at least 3 people out waterfall of apartments, because that's the same situation. As long as you have apartments control, it's so hard with the pistol, even with multiple people, to shut down, 3 or 4 people jumping and then falling out of those apartments. And that's actually what HellRaisers did on their pistol, and were very successful with it.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. Oh, what a shot from Crucial. Against the Tech 9 taps across to Dread with the 1-click. There's Angel as well. Suddenly, again, our HellRaisers going to pull off the double. It's almost a carbon copy of what happened in the first half. They're losing so many players. My guess gets dropped. And we are going to see the identical play. Orbit pick up the pistol and then get broken instantly off HellRaisers.
Man, the 5-7 armor stack on that A site is so incredibly hard to deal with as a terrorist team. I think it's a pretty good idea to maybe adapt like the new meta. If you're on that terrorist side, just get someone that is just going to stay on the Tech 9 and just have them run into a site and see what's up, and then take your rifles and your submachine guns, use that information. Yeah, you're probably going to be starting from a 4v5, but I think it's better than walking into a stack. Or you got to make sure you've got your set smokes like onto that truck, blocking off that pit, one onto the balcony, all of these smokes that you can throw, just to cover your bases and have to only check that site.
Rough round for Orbit. 6-12 now for HellRaisers. Orbit, they have the economy to force up with some AKs and Galils, and it appears that's what they're going to go for. Tech 9 in the hands of Monu. They do have Molotovs. And typically when you see Molotovs, that more often than not suggests a B play. You can get some mollies down onto B and try and force out.
Control.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. 3 players moving towards A, and 2 just lurking mid. This was about to be an aggression push from HellRaisers, but they thought better of it and pulled back to the site.
2 is like almost not enough in terms of Molotovs though for terrorists. Like think about, you want to get top mid control. Ideally, you can like Molotov Nook and Molotov under porch. If you want to go B, you're going to want to Molotov probably the car initially, and then the sandbags and clear them out with putting yourself in danger. Then you want a Molotov for oranges, maybe one for new box, spools, or dark. And then at A, you want one for like the site, graveyard, pit. Like you need 5 Molotovs on this map. And obviously this map's been called Inferno for like 10 years, but it really lives up to the name now that Molotovs exist.
Surprised at Orbit. You know, they threw a Molotov in towards mid, and they get it. But again, like HellRaiser's doing the perfect play. They realize the push might be coming through mid. They just back off completely, give up mid control for now, but just lock themselves onto the site. So the Molotov is just going to be nowhere near as effective in this position, which is why originally I thought it would be a B play. HellRaisers, though, they did have Moog, who was in a pretty isolated spot in the sense that he misses bullets, he is going to die. And here we go, Butcher's is going down with 3 kills. He gets traded out. But the damage surely has already been done, or maybe not. Striker gets the upper hand onto Adren. The bomb will be planted, and Dozia in a 1v2 doesn't have a defuse kit, but I'm pretty sure he can find one from one of the corpses of his teammates. There's a flashbang through. He's got a Molotov as well. Or an incendiary, I should say, and he's pushing onto that site.
Gonna have to go through the smoke, though. Pop flash coming out. And, oh my god. Why is he looking that way?
Oh my goodness.
I got no words.
I'm sorry, but that was really poorly played.
Yeah, I don't understand why that first player turned around. And then you get into a 1v1. You can't really blame the last guy. Those 1v1s are kind of 50-50. He's like looking back to the site, right? Yeah, he was like checking car, but the player from pit should have had his truck side.
Yeah, a bit of a head-scratching moment there. Well, they came back to haunt them either way. They lose the round, and it was a 1v2 clutch. As much as we're kind of confused at Orbit, fair play to HellRaisers for clawing that one back. And they have picked up the first frag as well. It is a force buy from Orbit because they got that bomb planted. 2 Galils, however. And 2 AKs.
Crucial already down, so we know how hard it is. Getting the first kill as a CT on Inferno gives you like 70 to 80% chance to win the round if you look at like the HLTV stats. So, and I'm sure we all know from our personal experiences, someone dies on your team early on in the round as a terrorist, you're like, God, just face palming, like, dude, really? So, yeah, we'll see what they can do. Cassius King, maybe he can try to even it back up for them.
It's just, especially on Inferno as well, it makes it so difficult to get the entries and force in. So getting that first kill against you on T side is just super depressing. And you can see Orbit, they're trying to do something with these grenades, but they only have limited grenades left to smoke.
There it is.
Molly 2 flashes, but landing that first shot and the second from Cassius King. We're just talking about how sad it was they've lost the first player. It simply doesn't matter if you've got entry fragging of that level. And already the CTs, I mean, they have tapped out of this round. They just want to save their weapons and not even bother to try and defuse this.
I'm not sure which one was on the spools, either Doja or Angel, but, you know, everyone was being very passive. We got the man advantage, let the terrorists come to us. Cassius King was posted up, waiting for someone to peek spools. He finally got his answer. Someone peeks, he hits the shot, then they move in and he hits the second one. So all the entries coming in for Cassius King. Basically similar to what we saw Adrian and Angel doing on the T side as well, just getting those shots at B hit. And immediately Orbit had to back off to save, and now it's the same for HellRaisers, saving these rifles. Chocolate Caramel here for Adrian, the aptly named gun.
Gotta say, I'm not bought the Atomic Alloy. I just don't like the look of it.
Yeah, I don't like it either, but I like the name.
Yeah, nice name, but personally, I don't know. Like, I get a bit of flack from that. I just prefer the Guardian, honestly.
I got the Nitro.
Nitro's also
At
pretty
least it's
good.
like matte colors, you know? It's not like
Yeah.
shiny or anything.
Same with Bullet Rain. I've never understood the appeal of that weapon.
The which one?
Bullet Rain, the M4. I think it's the
A4 or
A4.
A1?
Yeah, A4.
I don't think I know it.
It's like cyan colored, I think. It's. Ugh. No,
I'll take your
thanks.
word for it. Alright, into this rifle. Well, almost a rifle, right? We got the 2 that were saved, but HellRaisers not really spending anything on this round. There's a flash on Doji and the 2 Deagles for Kucher and Angel. Who's actually the lurker here? That's Striker over for Orbit. Kind of setting for that B-take, and Striker hoping that he can capitalize on someone pushing down middle or out of these apartments. No one giving him anything to work with, though.
Yeah, not giving an inch here. Well, neither team really is. HellRaisers not pushing, they're not giving any free frags away, and that pretty much is representative of what they're currently on in terms of weapons. They're hoping for the Deagles, like those slick 1 Deags. Well, 34 seconds is going to force Orbit into a pretty aggressive play where the explosive nature is going to come in, and it's 2 frags from the A&A combo on B. They have lost a player from a Dread, but that's a great trade considering their weaponry. And they still have an M4 in play. They have managed to pull themselves back. This bomb plant will be coming down, but that's definitely okay for HellRaiser's perspective as long as they can force in. There is a key player though, that's Striker. And he's going to be coming round the back. Is he able to get any of these frags?
Well, wow, everyone is in construction here for the CTs. Crucial though, shutting it down to 10 HP, backing off into Dark. Still working the way. Crucial going to get another before being taken down finally by Moo this time. Do we have a kit? Yes, Moo does have one. He had preserved that from the last round. He's trying to get on that bomb. He's behind the drill. Angel now flanking. If he gets that kill, he wins the round, but no Striker able to get all the shots. 2 big kills for him. Crucial finding 3 as well. The fact that Crucial was able to get another one when he was in Dark with 10 HP was, I mean, I don't even like this guy, but it was Crucial, right? His name, it feels like I'm making a pun every time when I don't want to. But it really was. It was crucial to the round.
Yeah, it really was. And, I mean, HellRaisers did a pretty good job, though, all things considered. They were on an eco. They had an M4 saved over from the previous round, I believe, and then a few Deagles. So they did a lot of damage there. They are able to get themselves some weapons. And here comes the aggression play. Dozier spraying through the smoke with Angel. And again, they do get the first frag. Mike S is down to 50. Great start from CTs, and they can just keep smoking Banana as well and keep full control. Very hard for the T's now to budge into position. They're going to have to play every second of this round.
We'll see Angel leave. They've got the banana control. They've got Doja far enough down that if he dies, you'll be able to make that rotation back from Arch in time, or at least about the same time as the terrorists will get there. So 4 towards A, and now that's kind of where they want to go. We see Mono, that Molotov I talked about a bit earlier, trying to clear out that Nook. And he will hit the shot on Angel, as Angel actually gives him the time of day. He peeks that when, in actuality, I feel like they shouldn't have.
Agreed. Especially when you see that Molotov come down, you must know they're peeking, because you throw the volley down, and then you wait for the player to scurry away to save their own life. So it's very odd to me that he'd re-peek that. Regardless, so as we're speaking, Adren has picked up a frag in Orbit. I mean, they're looking a bit worse for wear. 2 players are pretty low, so you're expecting HellRaisers to lock this down, but it is going to be Dozier by himself for the foreseeable future.
And he's got a smoke with 25 seconds left. Seeing that smoke right now is Orbit. They've just deflated.
That's pretty much the round.
Those smokes, or flashes, excuse me, were really good, but unfortunately not going to matter. They unblind in time, and they were there on the cross. No smoke for CT. For those terrorists. So
as soon as that smoke lands, I mean, that's pretty much the round over. And in fairness, HellRaisers did have a couple players rotating as well from CT, so it's kind of the double whammy for Orbit, who are now on a force buy. And they pretty much have to go for a force buy in the sense of trying to claw back 7 consecutive rounds is a really tough ask, but maybe they can just force through and get some 1 clicks in effect and have another chance at winning this map outright.
The Deagle effect. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Crucial with the 1 Deags. Manu had failed. Crucial will succeed. That's a 4-on-4. You've got a rotator pulled over in the form of Moo. And maybe even another Adren kind of moving back in CT spawn. So that actually does only leave 1 person. That's Kucher in the pit over at A. So Orbit, if they move fast enough, they can actually really exploit this, but hard to move fast when there's fire right in front of you. Kucher being very, very annoying with these Molotovs and smokes.
Still though, nobody is moved a single inch from B.
Well, they pushed out aggro and found Crucial, so now they know that... Oh, now they have the bombs, so... There goes the chance on the round for Orbit.
Yeah, so it ends up working out for them, but yeah, if Orbit push through onto A there and they spot it's just Kucher, they can get that bomb down, and even if they still lose from that position, the bomb plant does give them a potential possibility to get AKs in the next round. As it stands, it's going to be a complete shutout from HellRaisers. 25 seconds just about on the timer. Striker's been spotted. Nice shot though onto Kucher. And that's going to be it. As Dren puts him down, and now HellRaisers, they move to 7 match points.
Yeah, they've got quite a few. So let's see where the money is. Not good. Not good for Orbit. Likely to be the very last round here of this map. So expect 16-8 for HellRaisers. That being said, though, a 1 dig can very much change the outcome of a round. And once again, that responsibility will fall onto Crucial. Manu with a P250 and 3 Tech 9s for the other boys.
Well, good luck to you, sirs, because it's going to have to be an individual powerhouse performance here from Orbit. Someone's going to have to stand up tall and get those entries. Otherwise, it's going to be all she wrote for their chances in this best of 1. They have lost the first player.
That's a push, though. 6th spot, actually.
It's been picked off, though. And, well, it turns out that aggression is Orbit's best friend here so far. They are going to get that bomb. No, they're not going to get the bomb planted. They're deciding to go across the B. This is a bit of a head-scratching moment because this allows Angel to potentially get them on the cross. He's got 1. And now there is every chance that maybe HellRaisers can clutch this.
Well, it will be hard, I think. You've got those 2 M4s now. You got the man advantage. Seems like it has turned quickly around to be Orbits, and now Cassius can't bring it down. Angel Doja still with 100 HP. Check out CT money. I'm feeling in a position where he maybe wants to commit to this. Especially a team flash blinding Cassius King. It allows Doji to almost flip around for that secondary kill, but no, Mike S finds him. And Orbit will inch their way out towards 9, maybe even 10-11 now. Let's see if they're going to force into this round. They will. So if Orbit are able to convert on this one, the CT economy is going to be in a rough state. We'll actually probably allow them to get into double digits, and then you can maybe really entertain the idea of an OT possibly happening. But still a good chance on this round for HR.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't have too many grenades to play with, but honestly it may not matter if they go for this aggressive play again. They didn't. Orbit seem to... Again, though, they seem to stall for me when they don't play aggressive. Aggression is where they kind of shine. The issue with aggression, though, is it's quite gimmicky in the sense that HellRaisers can easily adapt to that with smokes or flashes.
Yeah.
Or kind of countering your aggression with their own aggression and catching off guard while you're transitioning in. So, Orbit, in this position where they're in right now, they've lost the first player, and they're kind of in a position where they have to come up with an idea, and they have to come up with, okay, we've lost the player, what do we do now? This is where they really struggle for me, and they have done the entirety of this map.
So again, down a player early, letting a lot of time go off the clock, and it was a similar situation like this a couple rounds ago, and it was Cassius King who found those entries, but he is the one who is deceased on this round. But look at this, Crucial has got his way all the way up to the top of mid. They smoked off that porch side. HellRaisers were willing to give it up and play a little bit more passive, and now coming back to Banana. Doja's actually boosted up here onto second oranges, whereas I just called them missiles because there's no oranges here in CSGO. So that's a little less of an expected spot. And now you've got Manu striking there at the top of mid. Actually, the fact that they just see one person there should give away the strat. It's so common to have a lurker there. Now Angel with that from bringing him down. And another. Doja now from second oranges to find it. So it's now Manu in a 1v4. The GG's already coming out. Where's the faith in Manu? According to his name, he is OP. He will find one. But that's going to be at 69 here for HellRaisers.
Yeah, one new in a 1v4, but also like 10 seconds left on the timer was very, very hard. I mean, pretty much impossible.
I believe.
16-9. You believed. I admire your optimism, Joey. I admire it. But unfortunately, it wasn't their day. Orbit lose 16-9. And that puts HellRaisers, I think, pretty much guaranteed to go through, right?
Yeah, it
like
should.
in first or second.
As either first or second in the group.
Yeah.
Still good for HellRaisers. Orbit Orbit. Yeah, there you go. That's HellRaisers and Orbit combined. Orbit still with a decent chance to go through as well. They've got to go up against Infinity is the only other team they have to play where they should be favored, but Infinity showed us they're no slouches, so we'll watch out for that, and I'm sure we'll have the action on another day of European coverage here for the Season 8 Pro Placement Tournament. We've got one more game coming up for today, though. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with that. So stay tuned here, mlg.tv/playcevo.